There's some wonderful tours that do exist, but one of the sort of special projects that I've worked on is working with local community tour operators and redefining what a tour should be. And we really want to call it sort of like the unbeaten track, you know, the unusual. And so we've recently launched what we call the Taste of Soweto. And what is unique about it is it's literally a taste of Soweto. You go through Soweto sampling all types of food, but also experiencing a little bit of history, interacting with the community.
It's one of the best liquor in the world.
The percentage of alcohol.
It makes you drunk if you take about 4 or 5.
It's a slow buzz. It's a slow buzz. It's a natural fermentation.
So it's probably got very low alcohol content.
Yes, it does. I think that's easy.
No percentage of alcohol in it.
1 litre, so it's 450 for 1 litre. That's good value for money.
What Oom Bolo did was he's been collecting old furniture from different families. So the first kitchen is like a very sort of upmarket kitchen back in the olden days. And the meal that's being served there goes with that sort of economic background. But it's just taking us through history and how even way back we've always been defined by our economic status and what we eat.
This is head meat, cow head meat. Yeah, so this is what they would have. So, what this tells you, it takes you through the diversity of us as members of this community, and also it also takes us to the class segregations between the poor ones, the rich ones.
Right, so Lauren's busy laughing at me because I just completed my tour of Oom Bolo's Taste Experience of Soweto. Now he's got 9 tables laid out with different kinds of meals for each economic status. So I tried a bit of everything, but I got to the lower one of the lower income ones. And this might look like mince, but it's actually parading as mince. It's really deep fried fat, flavored with lots of spices to make it look like mince. So I thought I could do it. I thought I was brave enough. I like fat. I couldn't do it. Lauren and everyone else here was still laughing at me a little bit. So I stalled on that one, but then I pushed on and I went on to the more traditional vendor food, and they had some lovely vegetables. I kind of finished them all. But they also had some mopani worms, which I'm afraid, try as I might, I could not quite bring myself to do. But there's a whole pot of mopani worms over there, untouched by me. The one dish I didn't touch at all. And I ended my taste experience on this lovely fit cooked bread covered with typically Western pizza toppings. And this has to be my favorite. Maybe it's the Westerner in me, but I love this. Here we go.
Even bread.
How have the people of Soweto been responding to this relatively new alcohol being introduced? I mean, traditionally people here love their sorghum beer. We saw some people having, their Joburg beer. How are people responding to wine?
Well, I must say, last month it was our 5th year being at this very same spot, and we've seen growth, and we're still seeing growth every single day.
So this isn't a high-end shop. It's not for a certain type of people. You want it to be open to everyone.
Yes, that's what we want to dispel, that wine is not for snobs, wine is not for the affluent, and it's not for the CCs. Wine is for everybody.
Now, Mr. King has been around since 1999. It's one of the first restaurants or pubs that were a formal establishment in Soweto. So it has a long history in the community, which is really lovely, I think, for the World Cup.
No, absolutely, and I think we've got a decent reputation that there's not that much we need to say. The 10 years speaks for themselves. A lot of pubs came up and fallen by the wayside. We've weathered all sorts of storms, and like I said, we have a reputation, and we're just going to reinforce that reputation. So it is not just about Hector Peterson, the struggle, the apartheid landmarks and whatever. Soweto is actually, I believe, a celebration of life. There's more that happens in Soweto beyond, June 76 and the struggle. So if you're given an opportunity to travel to Soweto, come and see it. We're waiting for you.
Brilliant.